Gauteng province has got a big year ahead, and that's according to the MEC for Finance, Jacob Mamabolo. I caught up with him and found out why.
Let me start by congratulating the residents of Gauteng for being united, for being consistent on the fight against e-tolls. And we are very much pleased that, the Minister of Finance finally had the voice of the people of Gauteng, their outcry, and finally announced that government is going to absorb the debt with 30% contribution from Gauteng and 70% contribution by national government to meet the contractual obligations of the concessionaire and, of course, the service providers that have put this together. So to that extent, we are pleased. The people have their victory. They are relieved of the unfair burden of having to pay for national roads that are utilized by everybody, including supporting the regional economy, the neighboring states, the national economy. So that financial burden is off. On the other hand, the investors and the people who do business with us can also be pleased that government will honor contractual obligations. So it's a win-win for everybody. And then so the issue of how do we pay for our 30% contribution and maintenance of the roads and expansion of the roads. We are in conversation with the Minister of Finance. We're looking at a memorandum of understanding to detail what is the role of SANRAL on the roads maintenance expansion, what is ours, and also what we have coined as a hybrid model of funding the whole e-toll and road expansion. Remember, e-toll were a single source. We are now looking at a hybrid, multiple sources. So that is the way forward. Next year in the Premier State of the Province address, and the budget speech will be due next year, we will give feedback on this MOU.
All right, and perhaps as a final question, unlike other MECs that are focused on their areas, you straddle a lot of these because you're the keeper of the purse. What's your legacy project, though, as MEC for Finance in the coming year?
For me, if there are two things I could do, I'll be very much pleased. One of them is a transversal, responsibility to make sure that we elevate the authority of the Public Finance Management Act. I'll be very much pleased if officials in this province can internalize the PFMA to avoid leakages in the public purse and money going down the drainage system. That is one transversal, positive impact one would like to make to ensure that people, when they think about the public purse, about the residents of the province, about the law, they will understand that we are managing not our personal money, but the money of the people, most vulnerable people depending on this money. So the issues of wastage, poor spending, irregular expenditure, wasteful and fruitless, unauthorized expenditure, those things have to end and end immediately, and we must build a solid foundation moving forward to make sure that that doesn't happen. The oath of office we took should be the guiding stars for us as the executive to make sure that we can guide and lead the officials. The other important and most perhaps profound one is there has been over the years talk about investing in the townships. As Treasury, we have the responsibility to take the state bank, to establish the state bank. And for me, my best wish is the state bank should be the state bank mainly, essentially, for investments in the townships. The pharmaceutical company must bring relief to women, to the elderly, to people with disability, to the most vulnerable who need chronic medication, shouldn't be taking taxes, taking the little resources that they have to travel at least now and then, stand in long queues, have to buy food to get a product that we can deliver on the doorstep. If we can do these investments in the townships, and if we can elevate the authority and the respect for the Public Finance Management Act, these two things for me will be what I wish we could leave a positive impact on.
MSc Jacob Mamabolo, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. Thanks for your time.